PSA is paying attention to posts on social media, and they just increased a grade of a card from 9 to 10 because of a post on Twitter. Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. So I have my 10,000 subscriber live stream coming up Sunday evening, 7 p.m. The live is already there, so you can go and bookmark it, save it, whatever you want to do with it. It's there on my my YouTube right here, where you are. And I'll go for about 90 minutes. I'll have a few guests on, in and out. Should be fun. Hope you'll join me. So this is the story of Grand Salami sports cards. Any sort of cured meats, I support in naming your sports card company after that. So I'm already a fan of Grand Salami sports cards. A couple days ago, on the 7th of October, they posted and tagged PSA and Nat Turner, which is a common thing that people do. I do it. And by the way, you might remember like a year or two ago, I did a video where PSA reduced a grade after mailing a card. I think it was a Pokemon card. I'll link the video here if I remember. They reduced a grade from a 10 to a 9, I think, after mailing the card. They alerted the submitter, hey, we've deactivated your cert until you mail it back to us so we can reduce your grade to a 9. Crazy story. This one's a little bit different. So Grand Salami, I have a hard time saying it. It's so funny. Tagged PSA and Nat Turner in a Twitter post, and he had a PSA 9 Shohei Ohtani autograph. I don't remember what year, 2024 maybe. He had submitted it for one of his customers. And he had submitted it a second time because he was sure it was a 10, and he submitted it via Express so he could get grader notes. And the grader notes cited centering, top to bottom, and that's it. That's all the grader notes said. That's why it wasn't a 10. Centering, top to bottom, front. I forgot front. So it said centering, front, top to bottom, and that's what kept it from being a 10. Now, Grand Salami says, hey, your website says a 10 standards include up to 60-40. Now, should PSA allow 60-40 centering on the front? No, not in my opinion, but I'm not PSA. My opinion doesn't matter. This video is, of course, sponsored by The Penny Sleever. You can use my code JWH for 10% off at thepennysleever.com. If you're grading, they have the best, in my opinion, in the industry, semi-rigids. They also have amazing top loaders. So there's my Tiant rookie, rest in peace, Louis. They also have amazing mags, according to my customers who use these a lot. I have them. I also love them, but I don't use mags a whole lot. Give them a shot. Either way, JWH is my code for 10% off your first order at thepennysleever.com. Link is in the description to this video. Now, for some reason, another thing here says up to 55-45 or 60-40. Which one is it? In my opinion, it shouldn't be any higher than 55-45, but then somebody responded to this tweet saying that they have edge grading tool that can tell you the centering of a scan like this. This feels a little bit like AI. Who was this guy that I helped out back in like February? AI grading. I can't remember the name of it. It's so crazy. But anyway, edge grading tool can tell you the exact centering. It said the front, side to side, left to right was 100% or 50-50. Top to bottom was 53-47, which seems about right to me. Looking at this card, it's slightly off center, left to right. But it's still within that allowable range of 60-40. So he tweeted about it, and he got a variety of responses, none of which were from PSA or Nat Turner. Eric, those back pages, said, what's wrong with a mint card? Which I love this response because he collects PSA 9s, but it also misses the point. The point is that it isn't that PSA 9s are bad, although I think a lot of ultra-modern collectors think it is. It's that this card, based on these grader notes, should fall within a 10 range. And I know I'm going to get a lot of comments of people who don't watch this video who say, they're going to throw all kinds of comments out that don't even apply. Grading is a scam, which is one of the comments, or one of the replies to this tweet. They're going to say, why is he crying about a 9? Let's go through some of these here. We have It's a 9, bro. Live with it. But that's the whole point here, is he shouldn't need to. He has grader notes, and they have displayed their standards on their website telling you that 60/40 is fine for a 10. And this is very clearly, in my opinion, within 60/40, and quite a bit better, in fact. Somebody accusing PSA of pop control, such a common, I mean, it's cliche at this point. Somebody else said he should crack it and resubmit it to a bulk grader because the lower end graders are more fair. This is a new one I had not heard before. Somebody else suggested that Grand Salami hadn't paid the max insurance value to get a 10, which these things, top to bottom was off, not a 10. This was a common one too. People saying top to bottom is off, it's not a 10. That's the whole point here, is that the top to bottom is slightly off, but it's well within 10. And so many people were ignoring the whole point, just like many people will ignore. Just read through the comments on this video and you will see many people will comment about completely irrelevant things. Here's the person saying card grading is a scam. This is one of the many. Somebody else saying same grade, you got the same grade twice, so it must be accurate. These are PSA bros. And I collect PSA slabs, as you can see here. I'm fairly slab agnostic, although I only want SGC and PSA. But PSA bros will defend PSA. They'll go into any thread and defend a PSA against any slings and arrows. You're missing the point when you say you got the same grade twice, it must be accurate. The point is, PSA told him why it's not a 10, and they are wrong, based on their own standards. That's it. It's as simple as that. And if you're saying anything else, you've missed the plot here. But then the next day, Grand Salami posted that it had been updated to a 10. And this is bonkers. How does this even happen? So I asked him, I reached out to Grand Salami, and he told me that a CSR, customer service rep at PSA, emailed him. And this card was still with PSA when he posted about it. He just grabbed a scan from their website. The card was still in QA check. And they emailed him and said that their social media team had flagged his tweet and sent it in for another review. And the review had come in and overrode the original grade of 9 and given him a 10. So obviously Grand Salami is very excited, and PSA is going to reholder it in a 10 and ship it out to him. So Grand Salami says this is a 4-figure difference in value for him, for his customer, and considering that they paid over $200 in grading fees, he feels vindicated by this because he felt very strongly that it was a 10, and clearly he's right. He thinks that PSA needs a formal way for customers to dispute a grade when grader notes are available, and I agree with him. If you are saying that this card doesn't deserve a 10 because the centering is off top to bottom on the front, then there needs to be a way to say, hey, no, it's not. I understand that this will cause problems at PSA, and I strongly doubt that they will ever implement a formal grading process. But they are listening on Twitter and on Instagram, and your voice matters. And if somebody posts something and you look at it and you say, wow, this shouldn't have been a 10, this shouldn't have been a 9, retweet it. Get some publicity out there for these cards, because I've reached out to my contact at PSA and confirmed it wasn't the social media team at PSA. It was actually Nat Turner who submitted this. Nat saw the tweet and agreed with him. They are paying attention. Now, there are a lot of people who think this is terrible, this is a bad precedent, this is awful for the hobby, and PSA never should have done this. But this, in my opinion, this is Nat saying, you know what, we messed up, and making it right for one of his customers. I think this is a good thing. I'm as critical of PSA as anybody, as you know, if you've paid attention to my channel over the years. I like PSA. I think they do good things, but I also think that they're deeply, deeply flawed. In this case, those flaws came out and they said, you know what, you're right, we need to fix this, and they did. I think this is good. This is a good thing it is now creating a lot of problems because people are, there's a new meme out there where people, including Don of the show and me, posting, hey, PSA and Nat Turner, why did this get a 9 when it clearly should have been a 10? And it's becoming a big thing, and it's pretty funny, actually. But I still think if I have a card, and I tried this with TJ. TJ is online with his 1986 Fleer Jordan, trying to get them to look at the grade again because it didn't make any sense, and Nat came out and said, no, this one's staying a 6 or a 7, whatever that grade was. So that's it. Any further updates on this one will probably go into my newsletter, junkboxhero.com. Make sure you're signed up for that. Weekly update every Monday, completely free. I'm also sending out a bunch of other things throughout the week, which I'm really enjoying. I hope you are too. People seem to be really enjoying it. I'm closing in on 1,000 subscribers on that. My goal was, I started it up this year. My goal was to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. Looks like that's going to happen. Help me make that happen. Go and subscribe at junkwaxhero.com. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. See you soon.